So there's a lot of weird, wacky developments, I guess you would call them, happening with Ivanka Trump's pending testimony in front of the judge in the New York fraud trial. Now, last week, of course, she was supposed to testify on Friday, but then she was like, hey, judge, I got a schedule conflict. Like, Friday's no good for me. Judge was like, cool. All right, fine. You can come on November 8th. And then after the judge gave her till November 8th, she's like, oh, by the way, I'm also going to appeal your ruling that says I have to testify. So I'm probably not going to testify at all. And then the appellate court didn't even want to hear the case. Like, yeah, that totally, we're not going to change this. You're going to testify. So she's like, well, I'm going to appeal that. But in between all this, the judge was asked by Ivanka Trump's legal team, Judge, can you please not just pause her testimony? We're going to need you to just pause the trial. We want you to just stop the whole thing while we work through this. You know, if you're not going to stop the whole thing, then just put a stay on her testimony. But for now, Judge, just pause it all. They actually wanted the judge to just stop the whole damn thing while Ivanka figures out her schedule. And the judge was like, absolutely not. That's not a thing that's going to happen. And then her lawyers told the judge, listen, you want her to come in on November 8th, right? Wednesday. We got to be honest. It's a school night and it's just too hard for her. It would create an undue hardship on her if you make her come in the middle of a school week. You know, it is a school night. Ivanka can't do this. She can't go to New York on a Wednesday. Are you mad? She's got 3 kids. You know, they literally tried to argue that Ivanka Trump could not testify on a school night. Now listen, I get it. I've got kids too. And I know how hard it is. Like when I have to go out of town and then my wife has to do 100% of things, it's very difficult for her, but she manages and she does a wonderful job of it. And when I'm here, we're back to splitting things. She's gone out of town. I've had to handle things. We work it out. It gets done. You know why? Because we're a partnership. Now, Ivanka Trump is not a single mother. Ivanka Trump also has, millions and millions and millions of dollars. But most importantly, she has a husband. So my question, and I'm kind of shocked that the judge didn't bring this up, is like, okay, it's a school night. You got to get your kids ready. You got to make bath times done. You got to make lunches for the morning, whatever it is, lay out the clothes, make sure the laundry's done, all that, feed the dogs, put the cats out. Question though, where's Jared? You know, your husband, Jared Kushner, why can't he do anything? Why can't he cover for you for one day? Because we know you're going to take a private jet to fly up here and then fly back. So it's like one day, maybe 2 days at most. So why can't your husband fill in, take 100% of the role for a day or two? What's wrong with Jared? Is he not good with kids? Is he an absentee father? What's going on there, Ivanka? Why don't you explain that to us? That is what the judge should have done. Because again, people have to do that all the time. Whether it's, one partner having to travel for work or, whatever it is, they have to do these things and they can't just be like, it's a school night. Sorry, boss, can't make it happen. A person like me or you watching this video, if we get summoned to go, have to testify in court, we can't be like, judge. No. Okay. I got to take my kids to school. Sorry. Guess what? Parents across the country have to appear in court every single day. Every day in this country. Ivanka Trump should be no different. And of course, so far, that's how the judge has seen it. Smacking down these stupid arguments. But what we're also seeing here is not just the foolishness of Ivanka, but the fact that her excuses just keep changing, which tells us she doesn't have an excuse. And that, of course, I think is what's pissing off the judge. It's pissing off the appellate courts because they're like, which is it? Because originally you just said you had a scheduled conflict this Friday. And then after you got that delayed a little bit, then you're like, I'm going to appeal the whole thing. And now you're like, oh, I wish I could, but now it's a school night. You keep changing your story, which tells us your story is not true. That's not going to work out to Ivanka's favor. I can tell you that. Trust me on it. But that's her story for today, and she's sticking to it for today until tomorrow when something else comes up and she uses that as an excuse. She is hiding something, in my opinion. You don't go through all this trouble. You don't tell all these different stories to different people if you're not trying to hide something. And that is why Ivanka does not want to testify. Hey everyone, this is Aspen. And did you know that for the low cost of $0 per day, you can subscribe to the Fair and Balanced YouTube channel? We also encourage you to like, comment, and share. But again, click that subscribe button and help Aspen not be so grumpy.